Alright, JP Geyer PE selection 50. Sorry, 50% reviewing content, selective coding, selection criteria, specification of lead chromated free coatings with a VOC limit, recommendation of different substrates, surface preparation, introduction, repair surfaces, recommendation by substrate, standards, conditions of substrate, standards of cleanliness of substrate, recommendation on paint removal method, surface preparation. This course is adopted with Unified Facility Criteria, United States Government, which is a public domain, unlimited distribution, and is not copyrighted. Alright, 1. Selection of coatings. Selection criteria. The basic selection of the coating system of a particular surface is determined on the variety of activities included, described, desired practices, work requirements, limitations, safety, environmental restrictions, capability, and cost. Desired film properties in selecting coating system. First, consideration is desired properties of the system, particular surface. Desired properties may include one or more of the following aspects: resistance to existing weather, chalk and color, gloss retention, water flow, chemical resistance, abrasion, heat, and mildew resistant, appearance, color, gloss, and texture, dry time, easy and application maintenance. Work requirement for limitation. The following work requirement for limitation may have been considered type of source of preparation, access to work, drying times, necessary application skills, necessary applicator skills, necessary equipment, scaffold for access to work, safety, environmental restoration number necessary to conform to all prevailing safety environmental regulations concerning materials processed to be used by surface preparation in the code application. Compatibilities. Coating system must be compatible with the source with which it is to be applied. Coating incompatibility can cause failure with just about application, just after application, after much longer time. Failure occurring just after application due to solvent incompatibility wetting problems. Failures associated with slow chemical reactions such as those occurring between alkaline surfaces, concrete, and galvanized steel, oil-based paints, or mechanically property mismatch. Rigid coating applied over over a more flexible one causes failure in a longer time. Failure more often is peeling. For existing coatings being repainted, compatibility generally means the top coat should be on the same above the same generic type or curing mechanism undercoats. One exemption of this rule is on inorganic zinc coatings. So inorganic zinc coatings frequently do not bond well to themselves at safety. To repair the zinc-rich organic coatings, a simple task of classifying coatings is to determine solvents and sensitivity to the methyl ethyl ketone, acetone, or acetone rub test. To do this, the soak cloth in methyl ethyl ketone or acetone, rub it against the existing paint, visually check the pick up the paint. The paint is classified as solvent insoluble. If the paint is picked up, the solvent is insoluble. If not, if another practical method of ensuring top coat solvent compatibility is to coat a small test area with existing coating and then paint selected for work. If the situation permits, the test is preferred over the methanol ethyl ketone rub test, which has become because of specifically for the surface to be repainted. Test areas should be visually inspected for the following day, or preferably after 3 or more days, for bleeding, undercoating, wrinkling, loss, adhesion, other coating defects. Although most incompatibility problems are apparent in a couple of days, some typical incompatibility may not become apparent for several months until after the change of seasons. These types are usually associated with mechanical film properties. Alright, your cost. Life cycle cost has always been one of the most important considerations. Selection of coating system life cycle cost is included original surface preparation, materials, and application necessary maintenance. The life of the coating system today, with the expense of the contaminate old painting during the removal of the disposal of the debris that is often considered the continuous hazard waste must be included. The usual means the system maximum maintained life is the best choice. Specifically, life of the chromate-free coatings of the VOC. The coating specification listed in Table 1, lead chromate-free, have limitations on their. Then it shows a table of lead chromate coating specification with VOC. Alright, 1-3, recommendation, different substrate. The discussion provides a general recommendation for the good wood and concrete, masonry, steel, galvanized steel, aluminum strip for the recommended with the dry film thickness in mills is provided with the coating and specific recommendation, in particular with the substrate reference standard for the coating of the provided with lead and chromate-free products. that are low in VOC. Although such requirements are not necessary all projects currently, such requirements may occur in the near future, making local repair damage coatings loose prevent and should be removed by scraping with a putty knife before lightly sanding and abrasing, blasting any exposed substrate, feathering edge existing sound paint to obtain smooth transition within the repaired area. Coatings to repair material must extend 1 inch onto the surrounding sound coating. Our recommendations of wood, oil-based waterborne coat stain, frequently called latex, perform quite well on new wood. 2 coating system paint or stain is normally applied. However, the additional costs are applied with a resurface of repair. Weathered paint, the film thickness may become sufficient to reduce the total flexibility to the point that result in disbonding of the total paint system from the surface. Thus, with the top coating or making localized repairs, no more coating should be applied necessary to accomplish the desired goal. Surface preparation for the new wood normally consists of light hand sanding, power sanding, carefully controlled, but it does not damage the wood. Sanding is also appropriate for repairing weathered surfaces with a refinish for spot repairing areas of localized damage. Oil-based paint. Historically, wood have been successfully painted with oil-based products to penetrate the surface well. These coatings are very easily to apply. This is oil-based plant system wood, sand, 1 coat, primer, 1 top coat, 1 to 2 coats. Alright, water emulsion paints. Most recently, latex coats have been found to be very effective in providing attractive protective finishes that are less effective than moisture than oil-based finishes. Generally more flexible, less susceptible to cracking with the wood swells, contract with the moisture chain with the project. Sometimes arise with repairing top coat existing smooth with alkali coatings with latex paint. To obtain good inner coat adhesion, it may be necessary to lightly sand existing paint or apply with a surface conditioner containing tung oil or some other oil surface as well before applying the first coat of latex. It shows waterborne paint system, wood, sand, 1 coat, 1 to 2 coats, other latex paint. Alright, semi-transparent stains, oil-based and waterborne paints, continuous film from their built blister, disbond because of the moisture of the wood attempting to escape. Semi-transparent stains do not conform. Not continuous films on wood, so they do not have this problem. They're a good alternative new to wood. Additional coatings applied with a year. Heavy body stains will, however, with the continuous films. Stains of wood are sand, 1 coat, primer, 1 coat, top coat. Clear floor finishes are very clear. Front floor finishes are available to MFMA. Heavy duty gymnasium finish with the maple beech or the birch floor suppliers on the attached to the list. Contacted to the VOC content surface preparation have hardwood floors as described. These unified facility guidelines, which are available and download without change at wbdg.org. Our recommendation for concrete and masonry surface. The concrete masonry surface as well with the stucco of the plastic wallboard with the brick can be coated with a variety of systems. Depending on the desired purpose and appearance, the surface preparation is usually accomplished by the power washing the aqueous solution, detergent solution to remove the dirt, other loose materials, oil, grease will have removed the solvent, steam cleaning, any mildew scrubbing with bleach and fluorescent latex by brushing foul with the acid treatment. Waterborne coatings, 2-coat waterborne latex system provides an attractive breathing film if that is necessary, less effective with moisture for the concrete and non-breathing system. Latex material dissolved primer is served unless otherwise stated. Alkylate and other oil-based coatings should not be applied directly to the concrete masonry surfaces because alkalinity with the concrete hydrolyzes the oil in the binder, causing the coating to peel. However, that can be applied over the concrete masonry surfaces primed with waterborne coatings to produce tougher and more washable finish. Elastomeric coatings. Elastomeric coatings, waterborne accelerate acrylic coating system which prefer while sealing protect concrete masonry surfaces normally very low VOC. They can successfully bridge fine and large cracks. There are no federal specification for them. Elastometric waterborne acrylic system, the concrete masonry surface preparation power wash. Primer 1 coat recommended with the supplier. Elastometric coat and differential varies with the supplier. Top coat 1 mode elastomeric accelerate coating. Or textured coating. Textured coating system could be bridge, fine cracks, waterproof from wind-driven rain with normally applied with over a primer recommended by a supplier with ensured good adhesion available. The variety of textures may be waterborne or oil rubbed or rubber based. products with VOC limits of 250 grams per liter. And then your textured coating system, concrete and masonry power wash one coat primer, recommended supplier, textured coating different variation with supplier, top coat 1 coat. Epoxy 2 coat, epoxy with ceiling protecting concrete masonry surface. Well, athletic urethane finish coat should be used rather than a second epoxy coating on exterior surface to improve weatherability. Power gloss 1 quart in MLP 24441 formula 15 3 mil DFT. Top coat mil C 85285 type 2 mils DF. Power wash 1 coat primer, 1 coat top coat, another color. Recommendations of steel. Presently, high-performance coating system recommended per alone with the surface that becomes necessary to remove the replace with the coating with a coating of removal, especially with a restriction on abrasive blasting or very high abrasive blasting, is always preferred to the alternative method of painting steel surfaces with their painting. Cleans the steel and provides a texture surface to promote good primary adhesion. Commercial blast specified by the Steel Structure Painting Council, renamed Society of Protective Coatings in 1997. The SSPC, or the Steel Structure Planning Council, is SP6 is normally adequate alkali epoxy primer with a moderate environment near white blast. Steel Structure Painting Council 10 is required for the epoxy, including zinc wrench epoxies, opposed to severe environment, marine atmosphere, water, fuel immersion. Some manufacturers may supply white metal blast or Steel Structure Painting Council SP6. 5 for particular coating with special applications. Morton contract specification does not conflict with the coating manufacturer written with the directions of white blast, metal blast. The Steel Structure Painting Council SP5, the recommended zinc wrench and inorganic primers. Abrasive blasting cannot be done with a power tool cleaning the bare metal. The Steel Structure Painting Council SB11 is recommended as a steel. It provides surface cleanliness structure comparable to those of the commercial blast steel structure paint council SP6 hand tool as steel council painting council SP2 power tool cleaning. However, there may be adequate, may be localized repairs. Are your alkali system in the past? Many of the steel structure exposures were coated with alkali oil-based system. The oil-coated alkali system provide adequate protection, moderate atmospheric service. One new painting that are being replaced with a significant part of the epoxy system that provide no longer protection. That provide longer protection. Alkali system, however, will still be used in large volume repairing old deteriorated alkali systems. And this shows the alkali coating system for steel. Your Steel Structure Paint Council SP6 1 coat primer, and then the top coat. Epoxy coating system. 3 coat epoxy system provides good interior surface for the harsh as well as moderate environments. Apathetic urethane finish system is used in place of third epoxy coat. Exterior surface provided with a greater resistance to deterioration. Ultraviolet light. Several different epoxy mastic systems. Some of the aluminum filled with have been used successfully on steel structures. However, there is no specification of one of this time. Epoxy steel is for the coaters. Epoxy steel is for interior steels. Or zinc wrench coating. Good protection for the corrosion abrasion provided with zinc wrench and inorganic coatings. They perform a top coating with a variety of environments except for the acid and alkaline. They may top coated with acrylic latex finish coat to provide a variety of the color finishes. Epoxies for interior. Epoxy with apathetic urethane for your exterior. Top coats may be used. Localized repair. Inorganic zinc systems usually accomplished with a zinc-rich organic coating with a permanent good bonding to any exposed steel. Inorganic coating or organic top coats. So zinc-rich steel. Recommendation for galvanized steel. Galvanized steel corrodes very slowly. Moderate environments may be painted with the organic coating system to provide color with additional corrosion protection, with particular in severe environments. Should never be coated directly with alkali paint because the alkaline surface of the galvanized hydrolyzes the oil binder, degrading the binder, causing the paint to peeling. New galvanized should be solvent and steam cleaned to remove any of the grease oil before coating. Old or untop coated galvanized should be power washed and remove any dirt, loose zinc caused products. Any loose coating should also be removed power washing, scraping, sanding to produce clean sound surface. Rust should be removed with the water blasting or careful abrasion blasting limited to removal of glazing. epoxy system. 2 coats of epoxy will provide long-term protection with galvanized exterior surface. 1 coat of epoxy, 1 coat of athletic urethane to galvanized exterior surface. Epoxy coating system, interior galvanizing, waterborne system galvanizing. 2 coats latex will provide a pleasing appearance, good protection. Galvanized steel. In moderate environments, they are easy to apply. Water cooling system galvanizing, moderate environment. Our recommendations for aluminum. Aluminum surface grow very slowly. Modern environment, they may be coated with a provide color and additional protection, particularly in surface environment. Epoxy and epoxy urethane systems perform well in interior exterior surface respectively. Alkali system usually requires surface prep treatments containing toxic materials. Because aluminum surfaces are relatively soft, they should not be cleaned by blasting a conventional abrasive grinding to avoid damage. Any grease, oil should be removed solvent with a steam cleaning. Dirt and the other loose contaminants should be removed by power washing. As existing coatings are being removed by careful blasting, soft abrasive or plastic, but alkaline strippers should never be used because they will attack aluminum. And this shows a coating system for aluminum. Moving on to chapter 2. Alright, surface penetration. Introduction. Surface penetration is the most important factor during the coating durability. Available data with the experience to indicate the most situation money spent with cleaning with well-prepared surface reduce the life cycle cost, proper surface preparation, remove surface contaminants, any deteriorated substrate surface levels which hinder the coating adhesion, and produce surface profile texture with the promotes light adhesion with the primer to substrate. Selection factors should be considered when selecting a general type of degree with the surface preparation or type of the substrate, conditions of surface to be painted, the type of exposure, desired life structure, and some procedures more expensive than others. Coating to be applied, environmental time, and economic constraints. Specification proceed with the performance-based requirement of the surface preparation rather than prescriptive requirement. The recommended of the contract usually better to describe the characteristics of the clean surface profile with the degree of the chalk removal than specify with the specific material produced to be procedures to be used. The other often general type of the surface preparation, washing, blasting, etc. is specified of the job other than constraint along with the requirement of the characteristic of the clean surface in this way, but the specific allows the contractor to select the specific equipment and materials perceived to do the job, get the job done, avoid putting in contradictory requirements in the job specification. Section. Organization section is organized discussion of repair procedures, usually done with conjunction with a paint contract prior to the painting. The specific recommendations surface preparation proceed with the standard of the specific substrate recommendation, coating removal, general background information on the surface preparation methods, repairing surfaces. All surfaces should be in good condition. Recoating if the repairs are not made prior to the painting of the prior premature failure with the new paint, like the rotten wood, the broken siding, or the deteriorated substrates must be replaced with the repair prior with the maintenance painting. Water-associated problems, such as the deteriorated roof and non-functioning drain system, must be repaired prior to the coating. Interior must space with such as the bathroom showers must be properly vented. Crack holes and other defects should be also repaired. The areas needed to be repaired can sometimes be identified by their association with localized paint failure. For example, the localized peeling of the paint confined to the external through the bathroom to made due inadequate venting of the bathroom, joint and cracks, holes, other surface defects. The caulks and sealants are used to fill the joint and crack with the wood, metal, within some cases with the concrete and the masonry. The putty is used to fill holes in the wood, glazing either the cushion with the glass with the wood sashes. Specifically formatted permanent Portland and cement material available to use within the cracks of the over the spalled area of the concrete. Some of these contain organic primer to improve the adhesion flexibility. Other material available to prepare large area with the interior blaster, patching blaster, the repair cracks and small holes of the board spackle, to fill joints with the wallboard joint cement, and to repair mortar before application. Repair material surface should be cleanly dry free with the loose material primed according with the written instruction of the material manufacturer. Caulking and sealing compounds, rinse and base to viscous material. These compounds tend with the dry of the surface to stay the stock soft and tacky underneath. Sealants have the application property that is similar to the caulking materials, but tend to be more flexible, have greater extendability than caulk. Sealants are often considered to be more durable than caulks, but also be more expensive. Common available generic types of caulk and sealants include oil-based, butyl, rubber, alcohol, acrylic, latex, silicone, polysulfide, polyurethane, oil-based and butyl rubber types of continually oxidized exposure. Sunlight become brittle on aging, thus their surface is limited. With the acrylic latex and silicone caulks tend to be more stable than, however, the longer surface life. Applications used with the caulk gun, however, some of these materials may be also be available in putties performed extruded beads that may have to be pressed into place with the pudding and the putty glazing compounds are supplied with a bulk. Applied with a putty knife, the putties are not flexible, thus not be used with the joint crevices with the glazing compound set firmly but not far, or thus remaining some of the flexibility. Rigid paint such as the oil alkalides will crack, and when using flexible caulking, sealing, glazing compounds, and should not be used with acrylic paints such as TTP-19 paint, latex, acrylic emulsions, exterior wood and masonry are better choice. Or cementitious surface is the epoxy resin surface system of the concrete repair. The milled E29245, the epoxy resin system of the concrete repair. The document and describe the epoxy repair material of the two-type application for the bond. They are bonding, hardening to contact, hardening the concrete, using the binder to the motors of concrete. These types are further divided into classes based on the working temperature of the less than appropriate material that can be specified. Recommendation of substrate. Each of the different type of the construction material may have the preferred surface penetration. Surface preparation of the substrate, grease and oil used with the remove with the solvent and steam cleaning. Mildew is killed with the remove with a hypochlorite bleach solution. Wood. Bare wood should not be exposed to the direct sunlight for more than 2 weeks before priming. Sunlight causes photo degradation on the surface of the wood skull walls. This results in a cohesively weak layer of the wood surface. When painting of the may fail with the exposed the layer should be removed prior to the painting of the sanding. Failure to paint cover the degraded wood surface suspected the wood fiber to detect for the backside of the painting. Viewing the paint with the chip the existing is intact with the strip that should be cleaned with the water with the detergent and bleach as needed to remove the surface of the contaminants such as the soil, chalk, and mildew for the existing paint is peeling when the lead paint is not present. Loose paint can be removed by hand scraping. The edges should be feathered and by sanding. Power sanding may be damaged wood and properly done. Water abrasive blasting is not recommended for wood because of the technique that can damage the wood. When lead paint is present, special precautions such as wet scraping should be taken. Table 2, commonly used for the preparation for the coatings. Cleaning method and equipment comments. Hard paint should be removed with the wood when failure with the cross grain cracking. When the cracking perpendicular to the wood grain failure to occur with the total paint thickness. If too thick of the paint, if too inflexible the painting over the condition, almost always resolve with the earlier to the maintenance paint layer. Paint removal over the wood is difficult, but it may not be the always feasible chemical stripper that can be used by alkaline types of the may be damaged chemical to degrade the surface of the wood. Cover the future of the healing paint with the failure caused by the stripper. Degraded wood surface is more likely to exterior surfaces than interior exposure. Because of the greater expansion of the contracting over the wood and exterior exposure requires the surface of the wood to have the greater mechanical strength. Concrete and masonry. Bare concrete, masonry surfaces with well painted surfaces with usually blast cleaned with the water detergent. Use low pressure washing. Less than 22,000 psi steam cleaning. ASTM D425D 8. Remove loose surface contaminants from the surface. Use high pressure water. Blasting greater than 2,000 psi. Usually about 5,000 psi. ASTM D 4259 braiding concrete. Remove loose and oil coatings of more tightly held the contaminants with chalk. Existing paints of lead and special work safety. Environmental controls will need it at blasting and acidic etching of the bare surface. May also be used to obtain surface profiles with the clean surface with the coat. Care must be taken to avoid damaging surface with high pressure water or abrasive grease. Oil must be removed with the detergent system or steam approved before abrasive blasting. The fluorines present should be first removed by drying, wire brushing, acid washing. Special work, safety, environmental controls may be needed with the concrete surface must comply with the dryer prior to the paint application type of the paints, except waterborne plastic sheet method can be used to detect presence of the water. Plastic sheet surface wait 24 hours. Look for considered moisture under the sheet. Inside the sheet should be dry. Steel. The first step in preparing steel coating and solvent cleaning is described in the Steel Structure Painting Council SB1 cleaning method is described in the SB1. Include organic solvent, vapor, degreasing, immersion, and improvement solvent using emulsion, alkaline cleaners, and steel cleaning without detergents. It is especially included with the first step of the Steel Structure Painting Council surface preparation procedure for a large area of the uncoated steel. With the coated steel, badly deteriorated coatings preferred method of removing the mill scale, rust, and coatings, abrasive blasting. These methods can be both clean, for the product, the surface of the profile with the specific abrasive the method select with the dependent of the condition of the steel of the desired coating and life of the environment of the coating to be applied. If lead point is presented with a special precaution must be taken to protect the worker, the environment. High pressure water blasting with or without an injected abrasive that should be considered with the dry abrasive blasting cannot be done because of environmental work safety restrictions for small localized area. Other than cleaning methods, hand tool cleaning, power tool cleaning may be more practical. Special surface preparation requirements of the coating of steel. For steel, different types of the coatings may differ at levels of cleaning commonly agreed upon with the minimum requirements listed above. However, the manufacturer some of the specific coating may require recommended cleaning surface conflicts with the manufacturer written instruction, technical data sheets, contract specifications should avoid coatings and minimum specifications, and then for immersion of the other severe environment, the higher level of the two options should be used, and higher levels may be used to ensure maximum life of the coating system. Or galvanized inorganic zinc prime steel. Recommended method of cleaning uncoated galvanized steel with a very conditioned surface with simple solvent organic detergent-based cleaning. SP1 is usually adequate in new galvanizing. This will remove the oils applied with the galvanized to protect with the during exterior storage. The loose zinc corrosion products coating with the present with the galvanized inorganic zinc prime steel. They should be removed with a bristle wire brush or water blasting. Method is chosen most successful to remove the contaminants and uniform corrosion. Unpainted galvanizing may expose with a brownish iron zinc alloy. If the curve of the surface should be painted as soon as possible. If rusting is presented with the older galvanized inorganic prime steel with the remove of the rust and weak abrasing, blasting, or using power tools such as wire brush abrasive blasting is usually more appropriate to large areas of corroded, while the use of hand and power tools may be appropriate when rusting is localized. Either problem method of procedure should be done minimize the removal of the intact galvanizing inorganic zinc primer. Deteriorated coat should also be removed with abrasive blasting or hand power tools when leading coatings present. These special worker safety and environmental precautions must be taken. Aluminums and other soft metals. New cleaning and aluminum and other soft metals may be adequately cleaned by coating the solvents. Cleaning steel structure painting council SP1. The use of the detergent will require with the removal of the dirt, loose corrosion product. Abrasive blasting with a plastic bead. The other soft abrasive to be necessary to remove the old coatings. Lead coatings will require special work safety and environmental precautions. Standard for the condition of the substrate, unpainted steel. Various description and photographic standards have been developed in stating the condition existing substrate of the BIS 1 abrasive blasting. Clean steel illustrated describing four conditions of the uncoated structure steel. They are here mill scale is grade A, rusting mill scale B, rusted C, and pitted and rusted 8. So the conditions for the effect with the appearance of the steel after the clearance of the condition of the Steel Structure Painting Council VIS 1 cleanliness standards described above. Non-ferrous unpainted substrate with no standards describing the condition of the other building material substrate. Standards and cleanliness of substrate. Alright, standard and clean steel surface of the Steel Structure Paint Council and the NACE definition standards are used more frequently, specifically the degree and cleanliness of the steel surfaces. The Steel Structure Paint Council has standard definition photographic common method of cleaning. The NACETM0170. So for the new steel air blast cleaning standard abrasive definitions and metal coupons covers only abrasive blasting. Volume 2 of the Steel Structure Painting Council Steel Structure Painting Manual contains all the Steel Structure Painting Council standards as well as the use of the information. Both types of standard definition rather than photograph couponing or coupons legally binding. Typically, the SSPC or NAC standards first determine the condition of the steel to be blasted. Since different grades of the steel blast at the same level do not look the same after the determination condition of steel compared with the clean steel with the pictorial standards for the condition, the appearance of blasted steel may also depend on the type of abrasive the U of the NACE metal coupons representing 4 degrees of cleanliness obtained using 3 types of the abrasive grit, sand, and shot. Alright, joint prepared standards. Specifically, standard with prepared with by blasting, otherwise cleaning of the preparation stand with a level acceptable to both contracting officer, covering with a clear lacquer material, protect with the duration of the blasting. A 12-inch steel test plate can also be cleaned with an acceptable level of steel and water, grease-proof bag wrapping conforming with a mill B131 barrier materials, water vapor grass, grease and vax, heel seal. So